Meet Steve and Tony Race, the brothers well known for greyhounds with the headed on prefix. They started out on the flaps, Steve enjoying particular success with whippets, before a growing business as brickwork contractors allowed Tony to invest in kennels at Hill Farm, just outside Chesterfield. They breed their own racing dogs from 3 brood bitches. The pups are reared by Maurice Kennedy in Ireland and schooled by Damien McCann near Belfast. The best pups returned to the races, and while a few years back they held a contract at Sheffield, they now concentrate on open racing. Pups needing experience are sent to Tony Meek or Michael Harris for further development. So as for the headed on prefix, where did it come from?
Iton, oh, it goes back a long way really. It's, I mean, our company, we are brickwork contractors, that is the game that we're in, and it's called Head. And one thing led on to the other, and we used to play a lot of football, like an Iton with a ball like coming to it, and that's our prefix stuck with us, isn't it? Like we started with Steel City, because we are Sheffield born and bred anyway. We started with Steel City prefix, but it didn't seem to happen, and we got stuck with Iton, like, and which on Sky Sports has been called Iton and all sorts. I mean, let me tell everybody out there, it is Head Iton. And yeah, it is something that's...
I think it more or less comes from his company, like, I think that's mainly what it comes from, you know, because I say our company is Head Brickwork, like, you know, and that's where it comes from.
While the brothers are out doing the day job, Alan Davison looks after the dogs, but the brothers are never far away. Tony's favourite remains one of their former stars, Head for Glory, a Queen Mother Cup winner who turns 12 in December. Steve has always been sweet on this brood bitch, Lady Camelot, which isn't surprising when you note that it was she who threw arguably Steve and Tony's best-known tracker, marathon star Headed on Jordan, whom they trained together with Danny Talbot, who had the bitch when company business called.
Phenomenal bitch, like, you know, especially at one time when we had her on schooling trike. I always remember Steve ringing me up and he said, This bitch, she's not picking her feet up, and I think I can sell her for 400 quid. I says, well, just give her a few times. Then all of a sudden she just broke through, and she won over 4 bends, 6 bends, and obviously 8 bends, like, you know. And she beat the best around, and at that particular time there were some good dogs around. There was Spiridon, there were Cash for Kate, and endless others, like, you know, if I had time to think about them, you know. But she's mixed it with them all, and we had 3 really good years with her.
Yeah. Did you enjoy those times, or were you count yourself slightly unlucky you came up against the likes of Roxane Girl and the TB Trophy and called Spiridon Louis as well?
Well, I mean, what can you say about Spiridon Louis? An absolute machine of a dog, don't you know, the bitch. When she were on, you know, Cash for Kate, great bitch, like.
Roxane Girl, I've got to give her a shout. I mean, probably all time. Yeah. You know, when she come out once select stakes, you know, over 4 bends and then over 8 bends, she was phenomenal. We did end up beating her, and I thought in television trophy final that if it had been another 20 metres, like, I think we'd have had it that night, because I believe after that line we were past her, but it never happened for us.
Right.
It is a competition we'd like to win eventually. Tony goes for his breeding lines, for his staying.
I love staying lines. I always like stayers. And whatever she did, whatever happened with Jordan, I'm over the moon what she did, you know, for her. I have no qualms, because when we did get beat, we got beat with good quality dogs.
Steve and Tony's current kennel star is the Derby Plate winner, Headed on Ellis. Always a promising pup, he ran in the Derby itself before a problem with his tonsils saw him knocked out, but he returned in great style come final night.
We got knocked out, I think it was in quarter-finals, and I turned around to Tony and I says, look, we'll go for play. I says, because I'm getting this dog really wound up and things were happening. I says, we'll run play. And he come out play, and I think he was a different dog.
Come off back of two good dogs, and everything went right for us that night, you know, tremendous night.
They come off the final bend, Kryptonite being joined by Franksland and Headed on Ellis. Here comes Ninja Jamie, Headed on Ellis wins!
There's a lot of people keep talking about putting him over 6, but we're not in no rush at this, especially this particular year. Like, you know, we are heading for All England Cup at the moment. That's if we can keep him sound. He's just been off with a metatarsal injury for 12 weeks. He's come back and done a nice trial at Nottingham for us, and he trialled well this week. We're going to give him another spin over 2 bends at Nottingham on Monday, and then we're going to set sail for North East and see if we can take him on at Newcastle.
So the plan for Headed On Ellis is Newcastle, followed by a return to happy hunting ground Nottingham. The Betfred Eclipse is his main end-of-season target.
He just lives for that track. He comes alive when he gets out. You can tell. I mean, you know, we know him very well. He gets out of the van, and he's up for it. He knows where he is. You know, and he's a sort of dog. He's got everything. This dog, as other trainers relate to it. He just loves his racing. He takes he knows when he's going racing. He gets out. Unbelievable. He eats up well, doesn't he? Everything about the dog, like, you know, he never good kenneler. Feeding, everything about him, his racing, his attitude, you know, unbelievable. Dogs you dream about. If we could get a couple of them out of every litter.
He gets us out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Others from the kennel to keep an eye out for include promising stayer Headed On Chick and Headed On Morris, who's had a stop-start career to date, but who looks to be coming to hand. All in all, with Headed On Ellis flying the flag and Stephen Tony's breeding programme producing an impressive line of talent, the races are building for the future on two fronts, through their brickwork business and their Greyhound enterprise. Keep an eye out for those Headed Ons.